Hello for those who are passing around us. We are from Uganda, and today, as we stand in front of the Foreign Office and Commonwealth offices in the UK, the reason being that Uganda was colonized by the UK. And that's why today we are here on two themes today. The first one is we want to pray for is in intensive care and it needs to be treated. Our sister, she was suffering from a very serious illness, but to say the least, right now, the wife of the brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda, she was airlifted to America, Atlanta, Georgia, where she is receiving advanced treatment, while in Uganda, Ugandans cannot even afford a £1 paracetamol. But this is a country, Uganda, which receives a £1 billion from the UK every year, and that money is being used to facilitate, to enable the brutal dictator to stay in power for more than enough. This is a junta who has been in power for over 41 years today and being supported financially by the UK, militarily by the UK, and this is the Epstein class. I want to go back and explain what the Epstein class means. We all know what the Epstein class means, really. And when I talk about the Epstein class, this is where we are standing. These gangs, they belong to Epstein class. We all know how nasty, how notorious Epstein, the name when you say Epstein, means to the people of the world, and mainly the people in America, but including the UK. The Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs and the Minister for Africa, bonus that they belong to the Epstein family. It's real. It's true. These are the ruling class who don't think about the poor people, who pay their taxes, who want to live like the way how they live. But because they belong to the Epstein class, they will not allow us to live a decent life. And as we stand today here, we want to send and to pray for our sister Edith, who left us, and we are really in pain. We want to send our condolences to the people of Uganda and to the family of Edith, including our comrade Waisra Mufumbira, who is in prison, who won't have the chance to go and bury his wife. And this is to do with this office where we are standing today. They've supported, they've enabled, they've facilitated dictatorship in Uganda in the name of business. And as we stand, we ask our Lord, who is looking at us, to look after our sister, our wife, our comrade, Edith Mufumbiro, that you went so fast, but that is our journey. We don't know when our day will come, but we pray to the Lord that may He grant you a paradise. May He enlighten, enlarge your grave. To the people of Uganda and the family of Mufumbira, we are very sorry, and we send our condolences from the UK. Thank you very much. Amen.
Start. Bucket.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
We are Ugandans today who have taken off time from work
Yes.
to come and raise our concerns in front of the Foreign Office and the CommonWealth.
Yes.
The UK colonized Uganda and is now coming 63 years since we gained our independence from the UK. But the 62 years gone, 80% of those years, 42 years, we've been ruled by a dictator by the name of Museveni, who has been in power for the last 42 years. And the UK, the mother of democracy, the mother of human rights, they still stand with this nasty, brutal dictator of Uganda, Museveni. 42 years does not represent democracy. 42 years does not represent democracy or human rights anywhere in the world. I'll give you a simple example. We have Maduro in Venezuela. He was removed, arrested by the American, supported by the UK, that he was a dictator, having served only 13 years in power, which I believe he was a dictator. But Museveni, who is 42 years in power, killing Ugandans, not only Ugandans, but killing Sudanese, killing Southern Sudan, now is in DRC in the name of M23. Still, the Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, and Baroness Chapman, they are quiet. They are carrying out business as usual in Uganda, while Ugandans are being sodomized, raped. That's why I call them the Epstein class. They belong to the Epstein class because we know very well that that is what Epstein stands for. They are so powerful, they are so rich, and they are all over in every institution. You go down street, you go down to our parliament, 80% of them, they belong to Epstein family. Either Labour or Conservative. They belong to the Epstein family, I repeat. And this is the gangs we are dealing with. No wonder they are silent on Uganda. No wonder why they are still facilitating, enabling the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. The UK stands to be the main pillar, the structural pillar of dictatorship in Uganda. Ugandans are being raped. Men are being sodomized. Women are being murdered. Men are being killed. And the UK is silent because of Ugandans' mineral resources. Uganda sits on the largest depots of gold in the world. And because of that, the UK is silent. The UK is silent because they are robbing the mineral resources of Uganda in the name of business. We've been here several times to complain about why the UK still stands with the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. The answer they give to us is, we have business in Uganda and we cannot jeopardize our business with Museveni. You can imagine. They take blood money, they take black gold from Uganda in the name of the business. Shame on the UK. This is our start to the demonstration. This is an introduction that we are going to be here today to try and highlight that the Epstein family in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and CommonWealth, they are not fit for purpose. We know very well that the Epstein family has taken over the world, and Britain one of them. The so-called ministers here, they used to dine with Epstein. They had communication with Epstein. They behaved like Epstein. They enabled the brutal dictator in Uganda to rape, sodomize young kids, and that's the Epstein class. The Epstein class has taken over politics in our country, and is a shame. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. It's the injustice we are here for. It's the unfairness we are dealing with this Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran, until the American came out to take him out. But they hide it. Today now, they are calling how bad he was. But they've been supporting him. No wonder why they are not on the front line there fighting the bastard out of power because they are losing a lot. And this is the double standard. You talk about democracy, human rights, you won't get no foreigners in this country because we won't be here, but we happen to be the victim of the Foreign Office policy of the UK that today we are standing here. People power, our power. I said and I repeat again, we are from Uganda. We've been here over 35 years, some of us 40 years, some of us 20 years. We love this country, but still we want to go back home. We want to go back to Uganda, but we can't go back to Uganda because of the double standard of the UK foreign policy regarding Uganda. The UK, as I said before, they support Museveni, a brutal dictator. I don't know the pastors, where are you coming from, Romania or Hungary? This man, time for Ceausescu in Romania, he was in power. 42 years of dictatorship in Uganda, being supported by the UK government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and CommonWealth. That's why today we are standing here to condemn their actions, that enough is enough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Hello, these are the African community living abroad in UK. The people you see here are from Uganda, and most of them are from the working class. They took a day to be here and demonstrate against the bad leadership in Uganda. I'll start off by saying Uganda is a rotten country. Uganda needs a reset button. If it's a telephone, we need to reset the system back to 1970s. Uganda is so rotten that the junta in Uganda has been in power for 40 years and is still talking as if he's going to be there another 40 years. Uganda is so rotten that his wife can't be treated from Uganda. He has to fly the wife abroad. That's how Uganda is rotten. No minister of that junta in Uganda has ever been treated in Uganda. Uganda is so rotten. Uganda gets aid from here, £1 billion that goes to waste. In the hospitals in Uganda, there is no surgical gloves, no Panadol, no beds. Uganda is the only country I know that has acute beds, only 200 for 50 million people. Uganda is so rotten that the whole country has only about less than 10 ambulances. How come a population of 50 million has only less than 10 ambulances to cover an area bigger than Britain? Uganda is so rotten that why Britain trains, it trains the army and the police, and guess what they do? They torture Ugandans. They teach them torture skills, Guantanamo Bay style. That's what your money goes to train, arm, and equip them with equipment that tortures Ugandans. And that's the junta who has been in power for the last 40 years. You don't care. He's been elected and reelected 7 times. He's winning all the time. Imagine, this is a fellow who was in power since Margaret Thatcher. Most of you looking at me didn't see Margaret Thatcher. We've had 13 prime ministers in UK. We still have one junta, Museveni, ruling Uganda. That's how unfortunate we've been. Margaret Thatcher has come, everybody has come and ruled, Boris Johnson has gone, there is still Museveni. They started building the Eurotunnel when Museveni was in power. They finished it, now it's been serving for over 25 years. Museveni, the junta of Uganda, is still in Uganda. Uganda is a police state, a military state, where abductions, journalists mention it. It's worse than Russia. It's worse living in Uganda. I would rather live in Afghanistan or Venezuela than live in Uganda. It's a state police. It's a military police. Abductions are the code of the day. It's so corrupt that the money that comes from abroad, the grants from United States, all go to the corrupt leaders. Museveni of Uganda, the junta, is so corrupt that in a hospital in Uganda, you don't get a mattress on the bed. That's how bad it is. Leave alone the beds in hospital. There is no paracetamol, a best thing in a hospital. There is no surgical gloves. And then we get £1 billion to help and alleviate those conditions. But Uganda is so corrupt. The only currency the junta of Uganda, Museveni, knows is corruption. It's so corrupt that him and his family are billionaires. You can't believe Museveni is $15 billion rich. He's the second richest man in Africa. That's Museveni, the junta of Uganda. And UK still provides him money. Have you ever seen a president elected 8 times again and again? He's been in power for 41 years. You people looking at me, we've never seen another leader. All my working life, he's been in power. And yet, UK keeps funding the junta. All we are asking, stop funding the junta. We are the opposition. We are not asking for his money. We are asking him, you, to stop funding the legal state of Museveni. You funded the police, you funded the army, and they torture us. They kill us. They maim us. They rape our sisters. They sodomize my brothers. Uganda, stop funding. And you just go through the motions, CommonWealth minister. You go there and shake hands with the bloody Museveni of Uganda. And that's what you keep doing. New Zealand, you're part of that. You keep funding the junta in Uganda. So stop funding the junta. We can take him on. You thought Maduro of Venezuela had stayed too long. Only 13 years. The junta in Uganda has been for 41 years. You thought Maduro was corrupt. He only had a few billion, £2 billion in the bank. Museveni has $15 billion. Now, getting to education. When he came in power in 41 years ago, there were schools. Now there are no schools. Everybody has to go to his own ends. There are no public service. There's no fire engines. Uganda has no fire services. When a house catches fire, it's you run and get away from the fire. There's nothing to put out the fire. The police are so corrupt, and the police come from one tribe, and nepotism is the order of the day. So when we tell you stop funding our pain, stop paying for undemocratic rule, stop him. He's gagged the media. He's not allowing anything to go on in Uganda. The junta in Uganda has so bad that to date, every money that comes in is shared between his family. He is the junta Museveni of Uganda. The wife is Minister for Education and Sports. She's never run a meter, and then she's a sports minister. She's never gone to school, and she's the education minister. You keep finding Uganda. You don't ask for accountability. No money goes to good use in Uganda, yet you keep funding him.
These are the rulers. These are the people you see in suits. These are the people you see in 10 Downing Street. These are the people you see in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Epstein class. I repeat that word. They belong to the Epstein class. Because, why do I say so? They are facilitating our rape. They are facilitating our sodomization by the junta. That's why we call them that they belong to the Epstein class. And it's true. Because they've all dined with this man. They all had connection to this man. Go to 10 Downing Street. These are the boys there. Come to where we are standing. They are the same class. Go to down the parliament. 80% of them in both parties, whether the Labour or the Conservative, they belong to the Epstein class. And this is where we are today. We are calling on the UK to stand with Ugandans to condemn the torture, the raping, the kidnapping. We call on the UK to stop the facilitation and enabling this brutal dictator, Museveni. 42 years in power is more than enough.
The genocide in the East African region. Museveni, the dictator of Uganda, has been used as a proxy, a military proxy in the region, and is been disturbing the territory of Congo, claiming to have ADF or M23. Museveni has been responsible, and Kagame, for facilitating proxy M23 to destabilize Congo because of mineral resources. The people of Uganda have not had a choice. Their voices and the will has been silenced over and over again. The people of Uganda are saying enough is enough. Stop funding the dictator Museveni. He won't have any military muscle in the region. The people of Uganda will be able to use their votes to get a dictator out of power. But the UK funding militarily, the UK funding financially, does not allow the people to use their votes and protect their vote and choose a leader. 40 years of dictator Museveni versus 13 prime ministers of UK. That means each prime minister of UK, the 13 prime ministers, have sent their diplomats to Uganda. Those diplomats, like ambassadors, they have carried out business with the dictator Museveni. They don't care about the lack of democracy, the human rights violation in Uganda. They only care about business. The people of Uganda are saying enough is enough. We want change. Stop wasting taxpayers' money by sending it a brutal dictator Museveni, who is responsible for killing millions, innocent millions Ugandans, raping, sodomizing, all sorts of atrocities. The UK is highly responsible because they are silent. Recently, there has been a UN resolution about slavery as the worst crime in the entire world ever. The UK does not want to pay reparation or talk about reparations for the worst crime against humanity. In Uganda, you have sent a black colonizer to colonize Africa, same way just as slavery was happening in those days. You have empowered a dictator, Museveni, in Uganda, militarily, financially, and enabled him to undermine democracy that the UK is well known of, to undermine the rule of law, to violate human rights just because of business. Ugandans are saying enough is enough. Stop funding dictator Museveni. UK government, stop funding dictator Museveni. Prime Minister Starmer, your government is not the only one that has dealt with dictator Museveni. We have had Tony Blair, we have had David Cameron, we have had Liz Truss, we have had all these prime ministers dealing with dictator Museveni. Every 5 years, he rigs and steals elections using the military, which is funded by the UK taxpayers' money. Boris Johnson, all the 13 prime ministers, for 40 years in Uganda, we have dictator Museveni, only dictator Museveni. However, the UK carries on recognizing the dictator because they care about business rather than democracy and human rights. The UK government should stop double standard when the people of Uganda are going to be free after dictator Museveni has died. The Ugandans will request reparations because we have been asking you to stop wasting UK taxpayers' money. And the UK government has been carrying on with the funding and training the military that is responsible for suppressing, oppressing, repressing the people of East Africa, not only Ugandan. Museveni has been sending troops as a proxy in South Sudan. They've committed genocide in South Sudan. Museveni has sent his militarism proxies in Congo. Museveni has sent all his militarism all over the place. And the UK is a key funder on top of the US government because Museveni has mastered carrying out proxy operations as mercenaries. The same thing they are doing. They are sending Africans to Russia to fight against Ukraine. We have seen videos on social media everywhere. Africans, including Kenyans, Ugandans, Ghanaians, have been sent to Russia to help Russia fight against Ukraine, our ally, the UK ally. Because those governments that the UK are funding, they don't care about these Africans, they care about business. So the UK government, if they want stability in Uganda and East Africa, we should get rid of Dictator Museveni. Dictator Museveni is the problem of East Africa. Dictator Museveni is the problem of Uganda, is the problem of Tanzania, is the problem of Kenya, is the problem of Somalia. Dictator Museveni is the problem of the entire East African region and the African continent. And the UK government are funding, wasting taxpayers' money, billions of dollars or pounds to a dictator. Is that democracy? That is double standard. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. Museveni must go. Museveni must go. Museveni must go. We demand justice. We demand democracy. We want election in 2026, but the military has taken over again. We want our victory, and we want the UK government, the UK Parliament, to have a resolution just like the European Union Parliament recently made a resolution on the situation in Uganda, and we're calling for sanctions. We are asking the UK government to cut ties with the military dictator Uganda, Museveni. We are asking for the UK government to sanction dictator Museveni. We are calling the UK government to suspend dictator Museveni from the Commonwealth. We are asking the UK government to stop and not recognize dictator Museveni. We are asking for the UK government to suspend dictator Museveni's government from the Commonwealth until the people of Uganda are free to choose their president, and our president, our civilian chosen president, is in office. Then it will be business as usual. People power. Our power. Our power. People power. Thank you.
Freedom.
We are here to make the world know that Uganda is not safe under this brutal dictator. And we are calling on those the so-called Epstein class who have enslaved us, who have supported, enabled, facilitated the brutal dictator of Uganda, Museveni, to murder, to maim, to torture, to kidnap, to rape, to sodomize Ugandans for the last 42 years under the watch of the UK government because of the foreign policy of the UK government against Uganda. They've supported the brutal dictator for the last 42 years.
Yes.
They facilitated our torture for the last 42 years. They've enabled the brutal dictator to rape Ugandans for the last 42 years. And that's why today as Ugandans, we've called time off work to come and camp outside the UK Foreign Office and Commonwealth, Uganda being a member of the Commonwealth. We are calling on the silence of the UK government that is killing Ugandans. The silence by the UK government is murdering Ugandans. We want to make it clear that the training of military thugs from Uganda, they are being trained to murder, to torture, to rape Ugandans. They are all trained in Sandhurst. They are all Sandhurst trained, the best military academy in the world. Has turned to be the torture for Ugandans. Has turned to be the rapist center for Ugandans. And that's why we call it the Epstein class. We know what Epstein is. He sodomized and raped young kids. He was so powerful. He has dined with the presidents and prime ministers and ministers. And this is the class we are talking about today. That Ugandans are being raped. Ugandans are being sodomized. It's the Epstein class style that they have to make sure that Ugandans don't have a say. We are calling on the Foreign Office to stand with Ugandans and not business, as they tell us that they work with the brutal dictator in Uganda because of their business interest in Uganda. What is the business interest in Uganda? It's our diamond, it's our gold, it's our oil. Those are the business interests set down by the Foreign Office and Commonwealth Office. Shame on the UK, shame on the Commonwealth Office, shame on the Foreign Office, shame on Yvette Cooper, the Foreign Secretary and the Minister for Africa, Barnes Chapman, who have decided to make sure that Ugandans suffer under this brutal dictator. £1 billion goes to Uganda every year with no accountability. It's only in Uganda where we don't have no hospitals, where we don't have no schools, where we don't have no roads. As we stand here today now, the wife of the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda, she is in America to seek advanced treatment. But Ugandans in Uganda, they cannot even afford a £1 paracetamol. The rotten hospitals in Uganda don't have even surgical gloves after 42 years of funding by the UK government. Now, we ask ourselves, £1 billion goes to Uganda. The brutal dictator right now, the wife, she's in Michigan, seeking medical tourism. What of the local Ugandans who cannot afford a paracetamol? Are they going to be flown to America for treatment? No. This is what we are talking about. A man who is building prisons and schools. A man who is building prisons and hospitals. A man who is building death torture chambers where men and women are being sodomized. We are the victim of this bloody dictator Museveni of Uganda. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't to be that the UK supports dictators around the world, and mainly Museveni of Uganda. And when we come here for our lives, they call us foreigners. What are the root causes of us coming to this country? Because of the UK foreign policy. Stand with the dictators, let us run away,
Let us come here and do all the odd jobs which the British can do. We sweep roads, we are nurses in hospitals, we are cleaners, and that's what they want us to do. We call on the UK government to stand with the 50 million Ugandans in condemning the brutal dictator Museveni. Museveni is not the future of Uganda. Museveni is leading Uganda to the graveyard. He's 86 years old and he wants to rule us for another 20 years. Listen, he is the president. The wife is the Minister of Education, though we don't have no schools in Uganda. The brother is Minister for Finance. The son, you see in the picture here, the army commander. And that is democracy for you in Uganda. Being supported by the UK, who claims to be the mother of democracy and the mother of human rights. Still, the UK stands behind this notorious brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda. Shame on the UK. Shame on the UK. Shame on the UK. We are calling on the UK to wake up. We are calling on Yvette Cooper, the Foreign Secretary. She's sleeping on duty. We are calling on Baron Chapman, the Minister for Africa, to wake up, put Ugandans' lives first than business. We know it's a curse to have oil and diamond and gold. That is why Ugandans, we are suffering. Because our mineral resources are being looted on free will. And that's why the UK stands supporting the brutal dictator for the last 42 years. We have been told, and we know very well, that the UK used to be the mother of democracy and human rights. What happened? How can they be supporting a brutal dictator Museveni for 42 years? That is our question. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. Uganda is rotten to the core. Uganda is a rotten state under this brutal dictator. Ugandans cannot afford even a paracetamol. You go to the hospitals in Uganda rotten. They don't have even a surgical glove. We don't have nothing. What we call the public service sector is dead under this brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. But you get £1 billion being sent to Uganda every year from the UK. $1 billion goes to Uganda every day. 380 million come from Europe to Uganda. But still Uganda is the poorest country under this brutal dictator Museveni, the junta of Uganda. This Uganda is a begging basket under this brutal dictator. You cannot be talking about development when you are talking with the 86-year-old bastard, sorry to use that language. The Minister of Finance is giving a financial year report. The old man is sleeping, and that is Uganda for you. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Thank you. We are here to expose this brutal, nasty dictator Museveni, the junta of Uganda. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for listening. The people you see here are Ugandans. We are Ugandans living abroad. We've had a dictator for the last 41 years. We've never changed the leader since Margaret Thatcher. We've had the same leader. You built the Eurotunnel. It's celebrating over 30 years. We still have the same person. You've had 13 prime ministers, yet Uganda has not changed. He's been re-elected the 7th or 8th time. That's the dictator we have. The dictator in Uganda is so bad. We don't have public service. We don't have emergency service. Imagine living in a country that has no fire engine. We don't have emergency services. When your house catches fire, run as fast as you can. There is nothing to put out the fire. There is no ambulances. Everybody to his own. Otherwise, they lift you to hospital. That's how bad it has got to Uganda. Education is Z. There isn't any education service. Yet the dictator of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, has his wife as the Minister of Education. She never finished primary 7. She's the Minister of Education. She doubles as the Minister of Sports. She can't run a meter. Now she's languishing in hospital. She's on her deathbed, yet she goes abroad for medical tourism. She's been there because they didn't build the hospitals. She was flown out to be treated medical tourism. Yet the dictator in Uganda has built 4 prisons in 40 years. He's never built a hospital. UK gives the dictator £1 billion. You've never accounted for this. Yet the dictator builds prisons, and you think that's how your money should be spent. UK taxpayers know that the dictator Museveni of Uganda has never cared about your money, because the leaders here don't want accountability. All they do is keep funding him. The torture chambers in Uganda, the torture chambers in Uganda, the torture chambers in Uganda are a nuisance. The torture chambers are modeled on Sandhurst. They train people in Sandhurst. They train people in Sandhurst to kill us. Stop it. They train the people to torture us in Sandhurst. And that's why the torture chambers are modeled on Sandhurst. All the officers in the army and Uganda police are trained in Sandhurst. And that's a contribution from Britain. You pay for our torture, our maiming, our raping. This is all done on British model of torture. And the officers and the army officers and the police are trained, dressed up, given boots. The guns that kill us all come from Britain. As we stand here, we are not beggars. The people you see behind me here are professionals. I'm a professional. Even some of us are semi-skilled. But what we ask you is not funds. Stop funding for our death. Stop funding the dictator. That's why we are here at CommonWealth, to tell you, stop funding the dictator. We can take him on. The problem is you keep providing funds and funds and funds. And that enables the dictator to stay in power. The dictator has tortured us using Sandhurst training. He uses the same boots. He uses the same uniforms, the guns, the pickup, the army trucks, and all the bullets come from UK. And you call that grant? The grant that tortures Ugandans? Grant that tortures that? Waterboarding is all done by UK taxpayers' money. We ask you one thing: stop funding the dictator. We can take him on. NUP
Everywhere.
everywhere. NUP Kunga Uganda. Kunga Uganda. Kunga Chagulanyi. Kunga Bobi Wine. Now, if it's not enough, Uganda has modern day prisons, and it doesn't have modern day hospitals. There are no hospital beds in Uganda. The money you give to Uganda's grants goes to prisons. He cares about imprisoning us than care about the medical health. That's how your money translates in Uganda. He has more political prisoners than patients, because in Uganda, when you get sick, that's a sure deal, you are going to die. Even his wife, when she tripped and fell, she's been taken abroad on taxpayers' money. The private jet that flew her out was British grant, 50 million from Britain. The junta of Uganda, Museveni, used that money to buy a Gulf Stream. And the same Gulf Stream flies him and the family to go for medical tourism, for education tourism, and all sorts of privileges. The Ugandans, the 50 million, all are very poor because
the junta in Uganda, Museveni, has misused the funds, and the problem emanates from here. No accountability, no knowing where the money goes. But you still train his army and police to waterboard us, torture us, kill us, and do all sorts of evil. We wish you don't give the taxpayer. That money would better be used in UK than send that money to Uganda. Uganda, Junta Museveni is in his 41st year being a ruler in Uganda. No UK government has ever questioned why he is winning what he calls winning, but I call it selection of every year, every 5 years he's selected back, not elected back. And nobody queries this. 15th July, he said he won the elections. It was a selection, and he never celebrated that. He's trying to put up a strong face and show that he is a good leader. A good leader since Margaret Thatcher. How, imagine in Britain, you still had Margaret Thatcher ruling you. This is an over 90-year-old man still ruling Uganda. And you think that's a leader. So, Britain, stop funding that dictator in Uganda, Museveni. He's never been good. He's never done anything good. Nothing has come to goodness. Kato, take it off.
People power. Our power. We are talking about the brutal dictator of Uganda, Museveni. That as we as Ugandans today, we are in mourning of our sister Edith, who departed from us not because she wanted, but because Uganda is a failed state. It failed her medically. This is somebody who was suffering, who was in Mulago, the so-called referral hospital, whereby the doctors would have wanted to help, but they were missing even the surgical gloves. There are no paracetamols for painkiller. Morphine is a dream in Uganda. When you talk about morphine, it's a dream in Uganda. So Ugandans are left to die in pain. That's the pain our sister Edith went through. Not because she wanted, but we have a failed state which is being supported, facilitated, financed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs under Yvette Cooper and the so-called Barnes Chapman, that they take business before Ugandans' lives. Uganda receives, as my colleague said, £1 billion a year. Where that £1 billion goes, it goes into armory. It goes into buying tear gas. It goes into buying arms to silence the opposition who are condemning that this old man Museveni should leave power and let the elected President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu take over the reins of this brutal dictator. A country which is under this brutal dictator, a failed country for the last 42 years, a country with no working hospitals, a country with no schools, a country with no roads, a country with no democracy and respect of human rights. Uganda, we are talking about Uganda. Uganda is a country which is being ruled by the Epstein class. The Epstein class starts from where we are standing, where we are. That is where the Epstein class starts from and goes all the way to Uganda. This is the Epstein class we are talking about, whereby it's okay to sodomize young boys, it's okay to rape girls, it's okay to make Ugandan slaves under the 1% of those bastards who have taken over the richness of our country. People power. Our power. We send a clear message that no stone will never be we have to make sure that Museveni pays for the crime he has committed against Ugandans. Museveni and his first family, they have to pay for the crimes they have committed against Ugandans. An example of our brother Mufumbira, who is in prison for saying enough is enough. Museveni must go. He's languishing in prison just because he's opposing Museveni. The wife, she has to die. And today, he was refused bail to go and bury his beloved wife. Museveni, you will pay for all these crimes. Museveni and your family are going to pay for all these crimes. We as Ugandans will never forget and will never forgive you. People power. Our power. The same crimes you committed on Ugandans, the same crimes you committed on our elected President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, will never forgive you. Coming back now to why we are standing outside the Foreign Office and CommonWealth. I repeat again, we are standing outside the Epstein class. This is the Epstein class. People who support rapists, people who support murderers, people who support child abuse. That's where we are today. We can tell them in their eyes that yes, the UK stands with the brutal dictators around the world. Museveni an example. They've supported him, facilitated him, enabled him to rule over Uganda by the iron fist, by Ugandans being murdered, by women being raped, by children being sodomized under the Epstein class. Shame on you. Shame on the UK. Shame on the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We are the victim of the foreign policy of the UK. We are here because of the foreign policy of the UK government, supporting dictators around the world. And when we come here for our lives, they call us foreigners. We are not foreigners. We need to look at the root causes of why we are here. It's because of the foreign policy of the UK government that they stand and support the brutal dictators around the world. And we are the victim. We should be the people complaining. We should be the people asking why the UK still stands with the brutal dictators around the world. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. Thank you. Everest, where are you? The mic is waiting for you. But before Everest takes over the mic, we need to pray for our sister, Edith, who passed away. We've been waiting for the well-known madam to give us a special prayer to our sister who passed us. Please. Kakwat, ojja byogera. Byogere. Yogera byonna by'omanyi. Mu Luganda. Yes. Yogera mu Luganda n'okusizaako akazimba. Bajja kuwulira wonna mu nsi y'Uganda. Okay? We missed it. Kati ne bojja wano. People power. Our power. Our power. People power. Everywhere. NUP. Our power. People power. Our power. People power. Everywhere. NUP. 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 Everywhere.
We are here today with very sad news. We have a comrade, his wife died today.
2 days back, 3 days.
Hello, people power. Our power. When I say silence is complicity, you replace the same silence is complicity. Silence is complicity. Silence is complicity. UK silence is complicity. UK silence is complicity. People power. Our power. Museveni must go. Museveni must go. Stop killing Africans. Museveni must go. Suluhu must go. Ruto must go. Kagame must go. Free Uganda. Free Uganda. Free Uganda. Stop funding dictator. Stop conniving with dictator. Stop funding militarism. Stop killing Africans. We demand democracy. We demand democracy. Free Uganda. Free Uganda. Free South Sudan. Free Congo. People power. Our power. Thank you. They told us that the UK stands for democracy. They told us the Commonwealth is a family of values. But today, we stand outside these doors to ask the Foreign Secretary one question. How much is a Ugandan vote worth it to you? Do the Ugandan lives or African lives matter less or more? Because every time we go for general election, there must be guaranteed death. Not because we pick up arms, but because we go and express our opinions. We are supposed to have freedom of choice. The UK has had 13 prime ministers. In Uganda, we have a dictator Museveni who has been enabled by the UK government. Those 13 prime ministers, they've been doing handover, takeover. They continue to support and fund a military dictator in the region in the name of protecting interests. The interests are gold, mineral resources, oil, but these resources are not worth human lives. They say that democracy is where people have choice to choose who their leader must be. And it is in the constitution of Uganda, just like it is in the UK constitution. When it comes to democracy in Africa, when it comes to dictatorship in Africa, the UK turned a blind eye and they connive, they cooperate in terms of business, and they support the dictator financially and militarily. The people of Uganda in 2021, they rose and they voted. They voted for a democratic change of power, of regime. But the military, which is being funded by the UK and our allies, stopped that. The same thing happened in 2025 and 2026. On the 15th of January 2026, the people of Uganda spoke. The current NRM regime did not listen again, just like they did in 2021. Again, the UK government is silent. They stole the echoes of our voices. The United States saw the fraud and called it out. The European Union saw the violence and called it out. Over 500 members of European Parliament, this time around, they stood with the people of Uganda and called out that Uganda's 2026 election was a military operation. Again, this time around, agreeing with Ugandans, despite the fact even in 2021, even in 2016, it was the same thing. But here in London, from the heart of Commonwealth, silence. We have spoken here 6 times. We have marched, we have chanted, and we have been met with closed doors. To the UK government, we said this: your silence is not natural. Your silence is not neutral. Your complaisance in the crimes against humanity. You stand with the dictator Museveni, who undermines the values of democracy, human rights, the rule of law. Your neutrality and silence is a stamp to legitimize once again dictator Museveni of Uganda, worse than Putin of Russia. Because we have had 13 prime ministers in UK versus Uganda's military dictator of Uganda 40 years. And UK, as a mother of democracy and human rights and respect for the rule of law, have been funding this dictator. Shame on the UK government. Shame on the corrupt Epstein family. Recently, Kanye West has been denied visa to come to the UK. It is funny, isn't it? When a rapper sometimes, these are words of stammer. When a rapper says something offensive, the Prime Minister finds his voice in hours. When a festival in London is at stake, the government moves mountains to protect values. But when millions of Ugandans under a rigged regime, when opposition leaders are abducted and their families brutalized, when democracy is dismantled in the Commonwealth nation, suddenly the UK government has lost its tongue. We are not asking for a tweet. We are demanding for a stand. We aren't here for tea or sympathy. We are here to demand that the
people here first. Home first before we send the £1 billion to Uganda. Our sisters and brothers are sleeping in the streets of London and other cities. They should be having a decent place to live than sending the £1 billion to Uganda with no accountability. We are the victim of the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. And we are calling on the UK to change course and support change in Uganda. 86-year-old brutal dictator Museveni is leading Ugandans and the world to the graveyard. Museveni is not the future of Uganda. Museveni is the history for Ugandans and the world. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. We as Ugandans, we condemn the UK, the Epstein class, for standing with this brutal dictator, a dictator who has been in power for 32 years. It's more than enough. The brutal dictator came to power at the time for Margaret Thatcher. In the UK, we changed 13 prime ministers. Ugandans will still live under the same brutal dictator. In America, they've changed 7 presidents. Time for Reagan when this brutal him when he was fighting a rebel war in Luwere in Uganda. They even went to the extent of giving a special journalist by the name of William Pike who was sanitizing and hiding his crimes against humanity. The brutal dictator, he has killed more than 2.5 million Ugandans in the last 42 years. The UK can call the so-called Venezuelan president a dictator, Maduro, who was in power for 13 years. But they can't call Museveni a dictator who has been in power for 42 years. Double standard by the UK. Shame on you. Shame on the UK. We are here because of the UK foreign policy. They support dictators around the world. And when we run away to set life, they call us foreigners. We are not foreigners. We need to find out what is the real root causes of why foreigners come to the UK. Simple answer. The UK supports dictators around the world. And in return we come here because they stand responsible for disorganizing our countries. Let's go to Uganda. Why they should be facilitating, enabling the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda for the last 42 years. Shame on the UK. £1 billion goes to Uganda with no accountability. In Uganda, they don't build hospitals, they build prisons. In Uganda, I repeat, is a country with no public service delivery. The only service delivery in Uganda is military patrol cars. We don't have even an ambulance in Uganda. But £1 billion goes to Uganda every year. We don't have no working hospitals in Uganda. As we stand today, right now, the brutal dictator's wife, she's in America seeking medical tourism. This is Uganda for you. Whereby the brutal dictator is the president, the wife is the minister for education, the brother is the minister for finance, the son is the army commander, and that's the Democrats for you. That's the Democrats being supported by the UK. That is where the £1 billion goes to every year. This money should be staying in the UK, helping our pensioners, our veterans, and the homeless. That is sending this money to Uganda. Museveni is the richest dictator in Africa, with 15 billion rich, and you are sending him our money. We are professionals. We work. We call off time off from work to come and represent the 50 million suffering Ugandans under this brutal dictator. We are calling on the Epstein class, the people who work in this office. Why we call them the Epstein class? They support dictatorship around the world. Their policies are suffering. Their policy is the raping of Ugandans in Uganda. Their policy is the kidnapping of Ugandans in Uganda. Their policy is the killing of women in Uganda and the sodomization of children in Uganda, because their policy is the Epstein style, the Epstein class they belong to. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Yes, sir. Yes.
Mzee, tulina obbalangira. Yes. Be batutunzizza wano bano abasajja. Yes. Be batutuuzizzaamu akasajja kano. Muyinza mukugamba nti business. Walaba reply tebatuddamu. As long as they have their business, bo tebatufaako. The reply baagiddamu. Si mulundi gumu. Yeah.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, we here today to inform you that the UK has funded the dictator in Uganda for the past 40 years. The UK bought the airplane, that Gulf Stream, for him to be able to carry all the gold and the diamond for them. The UK has trained the militias we have in Uganda, including Muhoozi, the president's son. The UK has trained those boys who kill our brothers and sisters. The UK has funded all the police and military cars you see in Uganda. They don't do anything else apart from picking our loved ones. The UK should be ashamed for this cruel work is funding in the East Africa and in Uganda in particular. The UK is funding Museveni to invade the Congo. The UK funded Kagame to kill people in Rwanda. The UK funded Kagame to kill people in Congo. Museveni is killing people in Somalia. Museveni is killing people in South Sudan. And most of the boys were trained from Sandhurst. Ugandans, we cannot accept this because we don't get reprieve. Our brothers and sisters are sodomized. Our brothers and sisters and parents, they are killed during daytime. We don't have hospitals because all the money has been taken by the dictator and his boys. The UK has kept a blind eye on all of this because they are getting the oil from Uganda. The UK is getting the gold from Uganda. The UK is getting the diamond from Uganda. We are here to tell the Prime Minister, please wake up and stop this nonsense. We are here to tell the Prime Minister to wake up and save our image in Uganda. UK cannot look good supporting a murderer in Uganda. The murders which are going on, UK cannot keep a blind eye. They will reflect on UK in the future. And that tattered history, we don't want it. No one here would like to stand behind the murderers. No one here would like to stand among the thieves. The UK is standing behind the thieves, the murderers, the